I'm so excited to be saying that today is the final workout of the May challenge. If you have stuck with me to this point, we have completed 16 workouts together, which is absolutely amazing. I need to say thank you again to you guys for showing up because you have been holding me accountable. And honestly, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be consistent with my workouts. I was struggling just, I think, as many of you were. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so much. And I want you guys to know how proud I am of you for sticking with this. I know it's not easy. It's so much easier said than done to put that time aside in the day for yourself. But you guys need it, and your body needs it, and your mind needs it. So amazing job on getting here. So we are finishing with a full body workout today. We're going to be doing an AMRAP. It's going to be challenging. How it's going to work is we're only going to need one set of dumbbells. So all the exercises that we're going to be using dumbbells, which is 4 out of 5 of them, I want you guys to try and see if you can stick with one set for the entire thing. And by one set, I mean a challenging set of dumbbells. So how it's going to work, we're going to get into a warm-up. I'll go over the AMRAP, and then we're going to get into it. It's going to be 18 minutes for the AMRAP, and then we have 5 minutes of stretching at the end. Okay, let's get into our warm-up. So we're going to... All right, guys, I decided to do a voiceover for the rest of the workout because there was so much static in my microphone. I need to get a new one. Obviously, I've had a lot of issues in this challenge, and I'm so sorry about that. So here is the warm-up. Hopefully you guys have been following along. We're stretching our quads now. I'm doing some quad pulls, so just pulling that foot gently behind, really opening up that hip. Then we're going into our glute stretch. So you're pushing that knee down as you sit that bum back, feeling a really good stretch in the glutes. Next, after this, we are doing some hip circles. So we are going to do 3 circles front to back on our right side, and then back to front on the right side, and then repeating that on the left. Next, we are going to go into an inchworm and into a groiner on each leg. So you're dropping that back knee down to the ground, stepping that foot just outside the hand, and then going back into that plank position, walking the hands up, standing up, and repeat. So walking out, shoulders over top of the wrist, bringing that foot out, back knee is down, plank and up. We're doing 2 more. Next up is our deep squat stretch. So really pushing those knees out with the elbows, a little swing side to side to try and open up and relax those hips. And then you're going to lift the bum up and stretch the hamstrings back down. We're going to do a couple more here. So lifting the hips up, stretching the hamstrings, and then back down, pressing those knees out. All right, guys, then I started chatting about the AMRAP itself. So how it's going to work, we have 18 minutes to get through as many rounds as possible of 5 exercises. Each exercise is 6 reps, which should make it fairly easy to remember. And I want you guys to know you are supposed to go at your own pace with this AMRAP. So if you want to try and follow along with me, that's great. If you need to take extra rest or you're just going at a slower pace, that is completely okay. And because we are all going at our own pace, it is hard for me to coach you through this workout. So I'm going to try and give you as many cues for the exercises as I can before getting started. So the first exercise in the AMRAP is box jumps, which I am always reluctant to prescribe to people at home for workouts because I always want to make sure that everyone is safe, and it is one of those exercises that you can injure yourself. So make sure you have a very stable surface that you're jumping up onto. It has no room for sliding out or moving. You're going to be jumping up, landing in a squat position, and stepping down. If you can't do that box jump, what I'm going to get you to do is a squat and a power up. So you're powering up onto your toes, squatting down, and just driving those hips up to stand up strong onto the toes. So you're going to choose which variation works for you. You can do those box jumps, or you can do the squat and power up. Next up is front squats. So we're going to grab our weights. We're bringing those weights up on top of our shoulders. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart. We're squatting down, inhale down, exhale up, squeezing the glutes at the top, keeping that core tight. Then we're going into a single arm push press. So we're dropping one weight down and doing a push press with one dumbbell. So 6 reps per side, slight bend in those knees, driving that weight up overhead. The next exercise is a dumbbell swing or kettlebell swing. If you have a kettlebell at home, you can use that. So you're hinging at the hips and then driving them forward to bring that weight up until about eye level, switching the hands at the top. So really important to keep a nice flat back. As you drive those hip forwards, you're squeezing the core and squeezing the glutes. So there's no arching in that back. The last but not least, we are doing plank pull through. So you're going to be in a plank position, crossing your arm under to grab the dumbbell, pulling it across, and then switching sides, making sure that you have a nice flat back the entire time, keeping those hips down and having little movement in the hips when you pull that dumbbell. All right, just reminding you guys here that we are doing an 18-minute AMRAP to do as many rounds as possible of those exercises that I just demonstrated. We're going to get right into it here. Find a set of weights that is challenging for you. Catching my breath, grabbing a sip of water, and going right into it. All right, just moving those out of the way, getting set up, and we're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So 6 reps for the box jumps to start. Make sure your full foot is planted on, almost fell there, on that stepper or bench, whatever you are using. Standing up at the top and then stepping down. Then we're going into our front squats, so weights are popping up onto the shoulders, keeping those knees wide as you squat down. Inhale down, exhale up, pushing through those heels and squeezing the glutes at the top. Next is that push press, so dropping a weight down, slight bend in the knees, driving that weight up overhead, locking that arm straight at the top. Core is tight. Every exercise you're doing in this AMRAP, you need to be thinking about that core, especially on these where you're going overhead. Belly button is pulled to the spine, and you're powering that weight up. Then we have our dumbbell swings, so we're switching hands at the top, driving with those hips, squeezing the glutes. And again with this one, so important to be keeping that core tight. You don't want to arch the back. And we're doing 6 per side. Next up is the plank and pull throughs. This is the last exercise of the first circuit. So we're pulling that weight across, keeping those hips level. Belly button is pulled up. And we're doing 6 per side here. All right, so just looking at the timer here, so that was just over 2 minutes to get that one circuit done if you stuck with me. So let's see if we can kind of maintain this pace. Back into it for round 2. Let's go. So because this is go at your own pace, I'm going to just be here to encourage you guys as you go through this circuit. I don't want to be guiding you necessarily on the exercises that I'm on because you might be somewhere different in this AMRAP. You might be way ahead of me or behind me. I think the main coaching tip I want you guys to really focus on in this workout, which is nothing new, is keeping that core strong. So belly button pulled to the spine. You have a breath with every rep. Okay, we want to make sure that we have no back pain when we're doing any of these exercises and when we're lifting heavy, especially when we're going overhead. So we are 2 rounds down now and we have 13 minutes to go. So let's just say we are about 2.5 minutes to get through one circuit. So let's try and keep that pace going as we work through this AMRAP. So let's go. If you were sticking with me, we are on a 3rd round. I want you to work fast in this AMRAP, but I also need you to focus on form. That is the key. So maintaining form and moving as fast as you can. So just a quick reminder on the form for these dumbbell swings. So keeping that core tight, squeezing the glutes, and we are not arching the back at the top. So important. All right, we are finishing up our 3rd round here. If you guys are sticking with me, we are doing those dumbbell pull throughs, maintaining that flat back. Don't let those hips move. So we are getting close to that halfway point once we finish that circuit, which is amazing. So you guys keep moving here. I know it's tough and the weight feels heavy and your muscles are getting tired and your heart rate is up, but you can do this. So keep moving. Let's go. If you're sticking with me, we're going into our 4th round of the AMRAP. If you are on pace with me, and if you are not, that is okay. Keep moving. That is the goal. Keep moving for those 18 minutes. Okay, guys, we are at the halfway point. So, however many rounds you got through in that first half, let's try and maintain that for that second half. So, keeping moving, trying to get the same amount of reps and sets that you got in that first half of the workout. Okay, we have 8 minutes to go. Keep moving. You got this, you guys. I know you're feeling tired at this point. I know I was, but focusing on form, number 1, core engagement, breathing with every rep, and just going at a pace that you can sustain. I was definitely starting to feel it here. My muscles were getting tired. My heart rate was high. But the goal, again, we want to try and keep that same pace we had for that first half. So keep the body moving, maintaining that form. Let's go, you guys. This is our final workout of the challenge. Okay, so we have 6 minutes left. We can do this, you guys. I know it's tough. My muscles were super tired. My heart rate was high, but we got this. So we have 4.5 minutes at this point. I'm almost happy that you guys didn't hear my heavy breathing in this workout. I couldn't help but going whew after almost every exercise that I was doing. I was just trying to breathe, catch my breath. It was very tough. Okay, guys, we have 3 minutes left. So wherever you are in the circuit that you're doing, all right, so the goal for these final 3 minutes is to get through one more full round. So wherever you are starting, get one full round from that starting point. Okay, so if you're with me, let's try and get all the way through to those plank pull-throughs. We have less than 3 minutes to go. We can do this. Push, move a little faster. We got this. All right, final minute here. Let's go. Keep moving, you guys. You can do this. I want you to work until that last second. As many reps as you can get into this AMRAP. Let's go. Okay, let's pick up that speed. You can do this. Keep moving here. We got this. 20 seconds. Almost there. 10 seconds. Let's go. All the way, and you are done. Incredible. What a finish. I am so proud of you guys. That was not easy. So amazing work on getting it done and for pushing hard for those 18 minutes. I'm trying to catch my breath here because obviously I'm sure you guys are feeling it too. The heart rate was high. So what we're actually going to do is starting with some breathing exercises to help lower that heart rate down. I needed to take a couple seconds here, as you can see. And then we're going to go into some deep core breathing. So you're going to start by laying on your back. You can have those knees bent. You can straighten those legs out straight or drop the knees down to the side. So what we're going to do, one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. You're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. The belly should rise, and then you're taking a breath out through the mouth, and the stomach should fall. So it's opposite to what you might think. A lot of people will think inhale and you're bringing your stomach in, but it's actually the opposite, to really expand those ribs and to fill up the lungs with air. So we are going to do 5 breaths. So in through the nose, stomach rises. Out through the mouth, stomach falls. Keep going. Two more. So good. First exercise we are doing, or stretch I should say, is a side lying quad stretch. We're going to hold for 30 seconds. So you're going to be grabbing that top foot, and you can allow that hip to open slightly. So you're going to pull back and really feel a good stretch in your hip flexor into your quad. Take some more deep breaths while you're here. Try to really relax the muscles and not tense up while you're doing that stretch. Okay, you're going to flip to the other side and hold for 30 seconds on this side. So again, really take some nice deep breaths here. Try to bring that heart rate down even more, pulling that foot back, stretching the quad and the hip flexor. Next, we're going into a straddle stretch. So sitting with those feet wide, you are going to start by reaching those hands out in front. So very important here to really relax. When you start to feel tightness in your muscles when you're stretching, you tend to tense up. So you really need to focus on doing the opposite. So trying to relax, taking those deep breaths really helps. I want you to reach those arms out as far as you can. Next, we're going to go into a side stretch. So crossing one arm under, reaching the other up and over, and we're holding for 10 seconds on each side. Okay, we will switch sides and holding for 10 seconds here. Next, we are going into a child's pose. So knees are wide, feet are together. And we're going to reach those hands out in front as far as we can, sitting those hips back, trying to sit back onto our heels. So really important to reach as far as you can to get the best or the most out of this stretch. So we're going to hold here for 30 seconds, and then we're going to do 15 seconds on each side. Okay, next you're going to walk your hands over to the right, and I really want you to stretch with that left hand. So you want to be feeling this down the whole left side of your body, your shoulder into your back. So reach with that left hand as far as you can. Now walking over to the left side, and you're going to reach with the right hand. Feel that stretch all the way down your side. Next, we're going to be holding a downward dog. So with this, you want to open up those shoulders to the wall behind you. Try and drop those heels down to the ground. And taking some deep breaths here. So you can kind of pedal those knees out side to side to stretch the hamstrings and calves a little bit more. And then hold. Do whatever feels the most comfortable. And now last but definitely not least, my favorite is the pigeon stretch. So crossing that foot in front, you can try and get those elbows down to the ground or have the hands propped up, whatever feels the best for you. Really important to take some deep breaths while you're in this position to allow your body to try and relax into it versus working against it. All right, we are going to switch sides. And this is the last stretch in our series. So take some more deep breaths. And then I needed to share my end of challenge speech. So pretty much in a nutshell, I am so proud of you guys. We have done 16 workouts together in the past month. That is incredible. You should be so proud of yourself for putting that time aside for you. We have another challenge starting mid-June, and we also have that in-person meetup for anyone that lives in the Halifax area. I'm going to share details soon, and I'll send the Eventbrite to everyone in the group. But yes, so that is going to be happening in a couple weeks. I'm super excited to meet with you guys in person. I just want to say one more time, I am so, so proud of you for getting through this challenge. It hasn't been easy, and you guys have absolutely killed it.